Hi, I'm KD Regenbrecht, and yes, I'm a German author, and I'm going to read an excerpt from one of my novels, the Rhineland-Papers. The whole story revolves around the gold of the Nibelungen, which is in reality Nazi gold. During a performance of Wagner's Rheingold opera at the German Corner in Koblenz, hostage takers blow open the entrance to the treasure in the monument and escape forever. Without knowing it, Dr. Plittner, a friend of Cardo Rotzner's, is involved in this case and is arrested by the police. The two friends have to delve deep and long into the past to find an answer to the many mysteries confronting them. A grandiose novel set in the romantic Rhineland and displaying a lot of the charm of the Rhine, a novel which keeps taking the protagonist back to the USA, a novel in a novel which is being worked on by the members of a writer's workshop. With great skill, Claudia Ziegler, an expert in creative writing, tries to intertwine the people in real life, to sexually entangle them so that she ends up with her material. Cardo is a member of her workshop. Her husband is the public prosecutor who puts Plittner behind bars. At the end, however, they manage together to throw light on the dark. In the excerpt, Melanie Molter tells her lover Cardo via email how she memorizes their first sexual encounter. So imagine I'm a male, an email, written by a beautiful young woman, if you can. What I wanted to tell you about our jolly steamboat trip on the River Rhine, on the Goethe to Rüdesheim and back. When we fell into each other's arms, when we realized something had to happen, the climax in the repertoire of all pairing games, pairing itself. Oh, it just occurred to me my parents rode their scooter through the Rhine Valley sometime in the 50s. They later moved here from the Ruhr area. I still got some pictures of them in front of the Lorelei Rock. My mother in a skirt and petticoat, slim she was, with an unbelievable slim waist and a white blouse, and they look like they're really in love. They are not yet married. Neither of them have the faintest idea of my future existence. Jesus, are they in love? I'll scan the picture and mail it to you. Well, in love. I realized that I was in love with you when I started thinking about the how and where and when we would make love for the first time, scooter or no scooter. When the dog jumped at us and made us fall to the ground, our dog, our secret agent of love. My fancy of moments like that used to be determined by pictures of TV series, satin bed sheets and champagne in a bowl, garter bells and red roses. After a wonderful evening with an excellent dinner, the movies and all. And of course, with the promise of eternal love. Well, no, our first time was supposed to be on the Lorelei Rock. Satin sheets and champagne would have to wait a little. But when we reached the Lorelei, I began to waver. The whole affair might turn out to be a flop. We would have to go back to Koblenz, would have to get some blankets. I knew the site at the Rock from concerts. Was the site also fenced in when there was no concert? And what if someone caught us in the act? Maybe the Rock was teeming with couples, Japanese couples in love who saved their money over the years for the screw of their lives on the Lorelei. sighing all around us, love whispers in all tongues of the earth, mucous membranes contacting mucous brains in all possible and impossible ways, and it gave me the creeps. Yes, it was hot, hot like hell. Yes, I was, and I wanted to make love to you, but I wanted to be alone with you. I wanted to hear only your sighing. I wanted to hear our own smacking noises of our own mucous membranes, our own whining and sighing. Is it so hard for you, Mel? You asked me. And we looked in each other's eyes, and then we kissed. And the Lorelei disappeared, and all the people on the boat disappeared, sunk into oblivion. I sank deep into your mouth. Between your lips and teeth, my tongue and lips squirmed and writhed. We talked that other language finally. All that mesmerizing, all that lovely playfulness and tender dallying, our loving teasing and nibbling was gone with the wind, disappeared, dissolved. What came now was demanding, hard, the language of the body, the language of craving lust. Your tongue was an instrument of blackmail and conquest. I myself was a pioneer and penetrated deeper and deeper, pushing aside all reservations. I didn't mind exertion. I had no fear of diseases, no fear of weakness and failure. I wanted it, and I wanted it now, and you wanted it right away on that very spot. When our bodies came apart, my breasts detached from your chest, our lips parted and we began to breathe again. When the pressure of your penis on my pelvis was released and our hands began opening clothes, I came to my senses and realized where we were. Not here, Kato, please, not here. You looked around and I knew what you had in your mind. Some dark corner which you would push me into, some bench where you would sit me astride on your lap. But I wasn't wearing a skirt and I didn't want anybody to get a view of my white buttocks. No one but you. Come, you said, took my hand, kissed me once again so urgently, and I followed you. The air in the bathroom was hot and steamy, quite a contrast to the fresh dusk on the open deck. There was a smell of men's urine and engine oil, and a fragrance of almonds in bloom, an odd enough mixture, while the steam engine was gently stomping. When you penetrated me, I felt the lust of a carnivorous plant, and I was close to fainting. I was completely filled with you. I couldn't tell top from bottom. I held my breath and released the air with a sigh. And above us, the captain let off steam. A hot jet of steam hissed into the evening air, coming from deep inside steel, water, and flames. Only very old steamers are able to create such a long and sweetly saturated sound, a profoundly modulated tone with almost inaudible high and fine overtones. And then I heard the boat's bell ringing triumphantly, and within a radius of several miles, people knew the Goethe was, and some of her passengers were coming. Thank you.